Let's talk about car dealership social media. Because if you're in the business, there's a good chance that what you're doing right now is, well, a little stuck in the past. Today, we're diving into a completely new script that can transform your feed from just another boring sales pitch into a show people actually want to watch. Let's get right into it. And this quote from David Rozek really kicks things off with a bang, doesn't it? It's blunt, for sure, but it's also brutally honest. The old way of doing things on social media, it just isn't working anymore. It's a bold claim, but as we go through this, you're going to see exactly why it's so true. I mean, does this look familiar to you? I bet it does. Just take a quick scroll through most dealership accounts, and you see the same things over and over again. A flood of inventory photos, maybe some clunky screenshots of a payment calculator, and of course those huge, shouty call now graphics. It feels old because, honestly, it is. It's a playbook from a different era of the internet. And here's the thing. This old school approach, it has a real cost. When your community just sees the same salesy stuff day after day, they don't just scroll past you. They start to tune you out completely. Your social media stops being a connection point and just becomes noise. And that actually wears away the trust you're trying so hard to build. So what's the fix? How do we get out of this rut? Well, the answer is a whole new philosophy called integrity theater. And the easiest way to get it is right there in the subtitle. You have to start thinking like Netflix, not QVC. Stop being a high-pressure shopping channel and start being a binge-worthy series. So let's break down what integrity theater actually is. It's a way of thinking where every single post you make is a reflection of who you are, your values, your people, your role in the town you live in. You're not just throwing random posts out there, you're creating an ongoing story, a series that your audience genuinely gets invested in and wants to follow. This chart just lays it out so perfectly, right? The old mindset, the QVC model, is all about selling products with ads that interrupt people's day. It's transactional. But the new mindset, the Netflix model, is about telling stories with content that's so good people want to binge it. It's all about building a relationship. It's a total shift from yelling, "Call now," to getting people excited to tune in next week. And this right here, this becomes your new mantra. Your brand isn't some logo or slogan you came up with. Your brand is what your community sees you do, day in and day out. That's the real test. And that idea should be the guiding star for every single piece of content you create. Okay, so the philosophy makes sense, but the big question is, how do you actually do it? Like, what do you post on a Tuesday morning? Well, the answer is this really practical, repeatable system, a 4-week content cycle. It's designed to create a steady rhythm of real, authentic connection. Week 1 is all about meet the cast. And who's the cast? Your people. Instead of hiding them behind the cars, you put them right up front. You share real stories about how your values guided a tough business decision. You put a spotlight on the unsung heroes in the service bay. You have your texts share actually useful advice. See? You're not selling, you're showing who you are. Then in week 2, you bring in the guest stars, your customers. They have the best stories, you just have to ask. We're talking about real, unscripted testimonials, not some cheesy paid actor. Stories about families who've been coming to you for generations. That magical moment when someone gets their very first car. You make your customers the heroes, and that builds more trust than any ad ever could. Week 3 is about proving you're a neighbor, not just a business that happens to be in town. This is where you put your real community involvement on display. You recap the charity 5K you sponsored. You shout out local heroes. You highlight the other local businesses you partner with. This shows you're actually invested in the community, and that builds an incredible amount of goodwill. And finally, week 4 brings the plot twist. This is where you mix in all that fun, human, relatable stuff, like a video of the office dog or a surprise party for an employee. And then, only after 3 full weeks of building connection, you strategically weave in a promotion. By this point, it doesn't feel like a pushy ad. It feels like a genuine recommendation from a place you've come to know and trust. Now, this 4-week cycle is amazing, but it only works if it's guided by a few core principles. Think of these as the rules of engagement. They're what makes sure you're not just making more noise, but actually building real, lasting trust. First and foremost, and this is probably the most important rule of all, the 80-20 formula. This is absolutely critical. 80% of your content needs to be focused on building trust and telling stories, all the stuff from weeks 1, 2, and 3. Only 20% should be about selling something. When you earn people's attention with that 80%, you make the 20% so much more effective. Next up,
Your secret weapon is being hyper-local. Forget the giant generic hashtags like hashtag cars or hashtag automotive. You'll just get lost in the noise. Instead, use hashtags that actually mean something to your community. Like hashtag your town drives or a tag that references the local high school mascot. Talk about local landmarks. This makes every post feel like it's from a neighbor, not a corporation.
And who's going to deliver this authentic local message? Your own team. This is such a powerful idea. Your staff members are your built-in micro-influencers. They live in the community, their friends and family are there, their voices are 1,000 times more authentic and trustworthy than a generic brand post. You need to empower them to be the stars of the show.
Okay, here's this super practical numbers-based tip you can use right away. And it all comes down to one number, 90. We're talking about 90 seconds. To really dominate the social media feeds, your native videos, the ones you upload directly, should be short and sweet. Under 90 seconds is the sweet spot. Think a quick tip from a technician, not a 10-minute documentary. That's content gold.
So as we start to wrap things up, you can see this whole strategy is about a massive shift in perspective. It's about moving from a purely transactional mindset to one that's truly transformational. And it all starts by asking yourself a completely different question. And this just nails it. The old wrong question is, how do we sell more cars on social media? It's all about the transaction. The new right question is, how do we become such an important, trusted part of our community that they can't even imagine going anywhere else? The answer to that question is integrity theater. Okay, I know this can all feel like a lot to take in. So where do you even start? Let's make it super simple. Here are 4 things you can do this week. 1, go look at your last 10 posts. How many were about people versus products? 2, just pick one staff member to spotlight. 3, ask one happy customer if they'll share their story on camera. And 4, post one single real behind-the-scenes moment from the service bay. That's it. You've just taken your first step. And we'll end with this, because it really is the heart of this entire idea. The dealership down the street, they probably sell the exact same cars you do. Your inventory is replaceable. But your people, their personalities, their stories, and their connection to your community, that is your unique, powerful, irreplaceable advantage. So stop hiding them. Make them the stars of your show.